What's going on, guys? Today we're going to talk about Roundhill's S&P 500 zero DTE cover call income ETF. It's a mouthful there. I apologize for that. But we're going to talk about how much 100 shares will pay you in weekly dividends. So the cool thing about this ETF, it does pay weekly. So we're going to calculate it out on a weekly basis, monthly basis, and then annualized out as like an annualized distribution rate. So these funds are getting a lot of popularity here recently, as you know, not a lot of ETFs pay out on a weekly schedule, let alone monthly. Monthly is pretty, over the past couple of years has become a lot more popular, and then weekly, I feel like that's even going to be, more of a preference for investors. With the compounding, being able to compound your money quicker. We'll see though. We'll see if Roundhill kind of innovates this space. I know Yield Max has been getting a lot of heat for this because Roundhill is talking about, they currently have XDTE, QDTE, and they recently just came out with RDTE, but there is also discussions of them releasing many single, single individual stocks that are implementing this cover call strategy as well. So that'll be interesting to see. Definitely a lot of innovation going on, regardless, in this space with these weekly dividend paying ETFs. So let's go ahead and dive into it here. So this is XDTE, their S&P 500 focused cover call ETF. It's currently trading around $50. These are, once again, getting a little bit more popularity because they pay weekly, and they're so far have been able to hold their NAV a little bit better than some of the other ones out there. So the past 5 days, it's the pulled back a good bit, over 4%. Past month it is positive, and then year to date it is down 4.5%. But do keep in mind this is price return. So if you look at total return, this number is going to be different. So I will actually pull that up after we look at the dividends here and kind of see where that's at. So just keep in mind it's negative 4.5% on the price return, but we'll look at the total return here in a little bit. So back to what we originally wanted to talk about in this video. How much is 100 shares going to pay you in dividends? So currently, I'm not sure. I don't think this yield is accurate. I know this website is a little off sometimes with this with this data here, but we can definitely use this cash amount that has been declared. It was just declared, it looks like Wednesday of this week, and then it was paid on Thursday. I apologize. It was paid on Friday. So it looks like it's declared on Wednesday, recorded on Thursday, and then paid every Friday. Ex-dividend date is Thursday. So just keep that in mind there. So 31 cents though per share. So let's go ahead and pull out the calculator and do some calculations here for us. So with that being said, 31 cents we'll just keep it 31 cents times 4. It's going to be an estimated $1.24 a month, because you get 4 weeks in a month, and then you multiply that by 12, $14.88 divided by 50.10. So you're looking, you're looking much higher, almost 30% yield here, versus what is projected on this website. So just keep that in mind. So you're looking a little bit higher yield for sure, but back to the original question, 31 cents times 100 shares, You're gonna get $30 a week, $31 a week, which is pretty cool. And then you multiply that by 4 to get your monthly income projection. But you can see these numbers vary a significant amount, so just take that with a grain of salt. So $124 a month, roughly, or almost $1,500 a year. So pretty cool. And then if you multiply that by the original investment as of today, once again, you're looking at almost a 30% yield there. So pretty cool there. Let's go ahead and come back one page here. I wanted to look at Dividend Channel. They have a really good website as far as calculating the total return. So here we go, XDTE, and we're going to compare it to the S&P 500. And this will pull up this window here. So the inception date was this year, so this is a relatively new fund. We even haven't had a full year of data yet, so just keep that in mind. But if you remember earlier, we saw the return was at negative 4.5%. And it's currently actually beating the S&P 500 at 6.98%. So, obviously SPY is up more than that year to date. So let's pull that back here. Let's go SPY. Not really worried about that. And then let's do so current, year to date 15.05%. And then the bottom part is if you didn't drip your dividends, you're looking at 15.04% there. So it's actually up 15% year to date, but since March, it looks like XDT is actually outperforming it, which is very, very crazy. I'll have to back check this data just to make sure it's accurate, but according to this website, and if I'm understanding this correctly, growth of $10,000 with dividends reinvested. If you started on March 7th, and then as of September 6th today, you would have more money in XDTE at $10,698 versus $10,563. And then you can see here, just not dripping. It's going to be less for sure down here. Okay. And then I want to go back one more. Okay, so this is just a breakdown of XDTE on their website as well. Historical dividends, 20 cents, 12 cents. Looks like that was a weird week right there. They only paid 2 cents that week. Then back to 19, 37. Looks like 37 might be their highest. So 38, 41. Yeah, but pretty cool though. Definitely some innovation like I talked about earlier. A weekly paying ETF is pretty cool. But just understand with these covered call ETFs, there's a lot of NAV erosion possible. So just understand that before you ever start to put your hard-earned money into these investments. For me personally, NAV erosion is important, just because I'm, ultimately, I think at my point in my time horizon, I'm more worried about the total return versus my, dividend income or, total income. So that might change, whenever I get closer to retirement. And I don't really want to worry about, manually trading or, taking on any of these trades myself, running the wheel myself. Then, I may want a more passive approach to things. But for the time being now, I want more control of, my overall portfolio. Aside from, I'm definitely going to continue to invest into, passively managed ETFs and index funds for sure. That's a huge part of my portfolio, and recommend that for really everyone out there if you want a hands-off approach. But yeah, then as far as like my trading options, I definitely want to kind of manage that myself at this current moment, right? Just because I understand that in bear markets, these fund managers are going to continually sell calls to generate income, regardless of if they're down 30% on their stock. They're going to continue to sell calls, 5 to 15% out of the money. So they're not going to really care per se that they are taking losses. So that's just something that you have to understand. Do a little bit more research on, on these ETFs. Back test it a little bit. I know they're very new, so we can't really see kind of how it would perform in like a bear market. But that's just something that is good to spend a little bit more time on, researching some stuff there. But yeah, guys, so that's gonna be kind of the wrap of this video. I really kind of wanted to just talk about, purchasing 100 shares is gonna cost you around $5,000. It's relatively, priced at $50 a share currently, so it's gonna cost you $5,000, and that is gonna be annualized out to almost 30% per year. If I calculated it correctly, you're getting paid weekly, so that's pretty cool. Gonna get paid around $30 a week, or like 120 some ish dollars a month, and then yeah, so pretty cool there. Roughly 30 bucks a week. If you're interested in purchasing 100 shares, definitely go check this ETF out and do some more research on Roundhill itself and their fund manager, and just kind of this whole strategy of derivative income, using covered calls. So, that was a little bit of a rambling on there, but I hope you got some value from this video. And please like and subscribe down below.